I got a story though to tell you. It's a good one. It's going to help us with our thumbnail today.
Ooh. We could definitely use some help with our thumbnails. There's no doubt about that.
Last night I made a new friend, Darryl.
Ooh.
I made a new friend.
Are you someone new on Twitter? I have this feeling that you are.
No, I'm not back on Twitter. I'm not back on Twitter. No, I'm not. I might one day be back on Twitter as my own, my own profile, but I'm not on Twitter. So last night I went out with some friends and I enjoyed a show. Okay, we'll keep this as general as possible, but it was a nice show and it was a classy event. Pretty formal. And and I sat in my seat that was paid for with some nice, good tickets, good positioning in the audience. And I started off the beginning of the show with a nice empty seat next to me where I got to put my jacket because I didn't find the coat check, or maybe I'm too cheap to pay the $3. Either way, I still had my jacket on me, right? So I put my jacket next to me and I'm feeling good because everyone else seems to have a jacket wrapped around their back or their necks or on their laps. And I have this great empty seat next to me. So I figure, hey, you know what? I guess the people never showed up. So come halfway through and I'm, out there getting a nice fresh ginger ale and a chocolate chip cookie. And I see people crowding around, a particular gentleman. And I thought, oh, that's nice. Everyone's taking a picture with him. And I could see, in the distance who it was. And I said, looks like Jagmeet Singh. I said, that's nice. People are there. Not going to bother the guy or anything like that. Right. But it's nice that, he's at the same show that I am. So later on, I'm going back to my seats and I guess I had to walk by the washrooms and maybe his wife was in the washroom. He was by himself waiting there like most lonely guys do, sitting up against a wall with their jacket in their hand and, seeming confused because they're waiting for somebody and they're outside the women's washroom. So, just gave him a quick little, Jagmeet, how are you? Good night. He said, all was well. And I carried on my way. I'm not here to be the fanboy or to have any issues with, anybody and bother them on their nice evening because I was enjoying my evening. So I go to sit back in my seat and I put my jacket next to me on the empty chair that I had, which I thought, man, I'm living the good life because these seats are very expensive. So I got not only the most expensive seat for my jacket in the house, right? But I didn't have to pay $1 for it. And lo and behold, the person who was supposed to sit in the seat next to me, who is late, and I guess had sat elsewhere at the beginning of the show, was none other than Jagmeet Singh. So I got to spend the rest of the evening with some small dialogue, nothing interesting that was, political, but just small stuff about the show, which was a great show. And my friend Jagmeet, my best friend Jagmeet, also does jujitsu. And I knew that because I've seen it in the media before.
Were you wearing that t-shirt to this formal
I was not
affair?
wearing this t-shirt, but, I think overall, the fact that I talk about jujitsu every 30 seconds in most of my conversations, he got the gist of it. And, overall it was a good night. So Jagmeet, shout out to you. You're going to be in our thumbnail today, even though you have absolutely nothing to do with this show.
Absolutely nothing to do with most things other than you didn't ask him like, hey, how do you feel morally about that move you just made with the Liberal Party? You didn't say, hey, about any of that stuff. Jagmeet, honestly, like, what the fuck, man? That's not fair.
No, I was more thinking about like how do you defend a cross collar choke, when somebody's on you and mount without losing any more position, right? And he was just like, yeah, I get it.
And the show must have been super entertaining that you went to go see if you're thinking about choking out Jagmeet. Were you thinking about choking out Jagmeet Singh?
No, not at all. Not at that moment. But if I ever trained with him, then yes, that would be the goal. Yeah, that would be the goal.
Okay, so that story absolutely led us to nowhere other than a thumbnail that will probably get no views. So
no way, it's gonna work. You've been putting on Poilievre, which you don't even know how to say his last name.
That didn't work. Right? I thought you were gonna say somebody else was supposed to sit in that seat. I thought that was gonna be like the great ending to that story.
Yeah. But I think the thumbnail will explain itself. So if you came here for the Jagmeet thumbnail, that's the end of Jagmeet for the show. I'm sorry, it doesn't get any better from here, okay?
DK's new best friend, Jagmeet.